Good evening. It's 7:15 here in the UK. What's that? 1:45 New York time, and I'm just going to recap my trading. I'm done for the day, and I've had a pretty decent day today. And I'm just going to go through my levels and my trades. So these are my levels from earlier in the pre-market video. This is the hourly MES. The one area I was watching was the 50-20 area, and the reason for that is it's been in play a few times. I'll just zoom out a bit so you can see where we've been watching it. So you can see it was tops of this area, and then we came in as the top of that candle, and then it retested it, it broke through, came back down, tested it there, and then we had a big reaction from that candle, which is great because that's now an area in play again for later. Then we came back up, we retested that area again, we held the level here yesterday, and today you can see we came back in and tested that area, and this is kind of like a perfect retest. This is exactly what I'm looking for. A level I'm watching on the hourly, I want to see it poke through the level and then put in a bottom, so then I've got a defined stop loss, rather than me just trying to catch a falling knife. So I got the defined stop loss, and as it came back up again, I'm looking to take the entry. Usually I'd layer into a major hourly level like this, but I didn't do that today. I just got in with one contract. Well, it was one entry, which was 2 contracts I get into, but I'll briefly explain why I didn't layer in. I use Apex trading, and you can trade up to 20 accounts at a time. And with those accounts, you use a trade copier, which copies your main leader account onto the other trading accounts. And 3 of my accounts are up for renewal. They're eval accounts are up for renewal in the next few days. One of them's tomorrow, and they were in the red, so there's no point me renewing them and being in the red, because it will renew and I paid a monthly fee, but it was being the red still on the eval account. So what I want to do, reset it back to 0 by either blowing the account, which is not great, or by just trading up a bit higher and see whether I can get it back into the green again. And so today on my trade copier, you can do one-to-one copy. So basically, this is my leader account, and this is, and you can have 20 other accounts. So if I buy one contract of say ES or MES, it loads one contract onto all of the other accounts, the other 19. But I changed it today so that on the 3 accounts which are coming up for renewal and are in the red, I did a 1-to-4 ratio. So when I buy one contract on my leader account, it buys 4 contracts on my accounts I specified in my trade copier. So you can set the ratios to any of the accounts. So all of the accounts are set to 1-to-1, apart from the 3 which are expiring and either just below 0 or in the red, and I couldn't justify them paying an extra fee when it expires the next few days and then being in the red still. So I might as well just try and force them out of the red back into the green by just sizing up. Again, when I trade, I only see the leader account. I don't see what's going on. I don't even look at P&L anymore, so I don't even know. So the idea is, if I do size up, I'm not watching the P&L where it's 4 times larger, so it doesn't affect my, well, I tested it out today for the first time. It didn't affect my psychology at all. So that worked out well. So anyway, I want to go into my trades now. That's my level I was watching, 20-20, 50-20. I was also watching 5,000 on the MES here, or the ES. So if we come back down into this area, I'll be looking for a long as well. One other key area I was watching for a bounce, and that was the SPX 5,000 area. So this is a big area here, 5,000. And in my plan and in my pre-market video, I said if we come into the 5,000 area, as soon as we get close to that, I'm looking for an entry on the on the MES or the ES. And I had an alert. I think I showed you where my alert was in the live videos. When my alert triggered, I set another alert a little bit closer because I was waiting for it to hit 5,000. I think it triggered at 5,005, about there. And then I reset the alert to 5,001, and then that kind of roughly corresponded on the ES to around about 50,015, I think it was. 20 was the area I was really looking for, so I was keeping an eye on that area. So let me just go into my Ninja Trader platform so I can show you my trades. So it was a decent green day today, really decent. my first trade wasn't part of my plan, but because I set up the ratios on my trade copier, I wanted to test it out, make sure it was working okay. So I only selected 4 accounts. So I had my leader account and the 3 accounts which I set to the 1-to-4 ratio. And we had this sell off on the open. Not on the open, I meant on the data candle at the 8:30 date. The news what came in, obviously had a negative reaction to that. And so what I was looking for, the buy setup. So I configured it around about here, my trade copier. And as soon as it broke that candle long, I was looking to get long. And my stop loss was very tight. I think I had my stop about there actually. And I very quickly made I think my stop loss was about halfway. So my first out was a 3-hour out. And I was looking to get up to about this. This is a 5-hour area. And maybe this green line, which was a level from yesterday. I think that was yesterday's high or close or something. And but I keep these there because they're quite significant areas. You can see it trailed along that as well in the post-market, pre-market. It didn't get there. It broke that pivot, so I got out. And so that was a decent bit of profit, but I was only really testing it. And like I said, the good thing about it is, even though I was buying 4 times more contracts than normal, I didn't see it. All I see is my leader account on here. So my leader account shows up as 2 contracts. And you know, when I add 1, so that give me 3 contracts, whereas those higher ratio accounts were showing up as 8 contracts and then 12 contracts if I added another one as well. But I don't see that, and I don't look at my P&L. I've stopped looking at P&L since I've done that. My trading's changed for the better. So anyway, watching 15-20, that's the level I was watching just here. It came in today. I watched it come in, and I took a quick entry and I had a very tight stop, and it stopped me out. So then I thought I'll wait for it to make a bottom. So it made a bottom. So now I have my defined stop, and 5,000 on the SPX triggered at this point as well. So as soon as it come back up again, I got back in at 50-20. My stop was there. So it's the same 10 tick stop I used when I got triggered out. And so I held my stop there, and you can see it didn't look back. So I took a bit of profit there. So that was that would have been 3R on the first one. Then I added on that point there, so it came down. To be fair, it went against me a little tiny bit, but it didn't break that pivot. So I would have got out on that add had it broken that pivot. And then my next bit of profit was taken here. That's my add, and then I was still waiting for this area here. And where's my out? It didn't quite get there. I didn't like the price action, so I got out there and I got out there. And that is it. Basically, that's my trade done for the day. And when I took a look at my P&L, my accounts were a little bit in the red, the 3 ones I ratioed up on, and they are now severely in the green and pretty much close for them to be close to them to be converted into paid accounts on Apex. So it's a risk I took, so I knew they're going to renew tomorrow and Monday and Tuesday. I think they're renewing, or something over the next few days. So, and it paid off, decent risk. And again, I wasn't looking at the P&L at all. I wasn't interested in knowing how many accounts I got. All I knew that when I buy one, or I bought one, I've got a ATM strategy set up. So when I when I hit this buy market button, which I did at that point, it buys me 2 contracts and automatically puts in my 10 tick stop loss and a 30 tick and a 50s tick target. And I generally take the 3R target, and then I set my stop to break even. So my stop was set to break even once I hit that target there. And then the 5R, I kind of adjust it. I added as well, and I moved my target away. And I was trailing the 5-minute basically every pivot. So I moved my stop to that pivot, then to that pivot, then to that pivot there. And I got out. I didn't like the price action. One thing I do keep an eye on is order flow. And I saw quite a few orders trigger around here, limit orders on the bid. So that's an indication that they limit orders rather than aggressive sell orders. And if I see big orders coming in, then, and I saw a lot of buying and selling on the bid and the ask, so that kind of looked like it was absorbing this area. And usually you get a bit of a bounce from that point, or if it's up here, It's at a significant level as well, so that's the only time I pay attention to order flow, when it's at a significant level. And it's my hourly levels and the SPX 5000 level. So decent out. I did consider whether I got out too early, and I was thinking maybe I should get back in again, but didn't need to, and I'm glad I didn't. My instinct was right, because then we saw it sold off a bit then, but we're back up there again. So who knows what can happen today. It's a bank holiday, or is it President's Day for in the US on Monday? So it's a 3-day weekend, so volume's going to taper off now. And that's basically my trade for today. Decent day, and a positive note that a red Apex account is now a deep green Apex account. So I'll take a look, see where I am. Probably a couple more days trading them, and they'll probably convert as long as I stay consistent. And again, play levels, and that's it. Yesterday wasn't a very great day. I started off green at the start of the day. Does it show my trades? Hopefully it doesn't, because it's embarrassing. Here we go, look at that for overtrading. So the day started off green, entry there, out and out, and I should have just walked away. It's just sideways action. And then I was just starting to get a bit bored, so here I thought I played a range. So I took a short, and it did go with me, and then went against me, so I stopped out. And then I started seeing a bit, I don't know what I was doing. Then I tried going short again, and then I stopped out immediately, didn't like it. And then I went short again, stopped out again. You see, all very small, tight stops. I was trying to find a rejection, and here stopped out. I was trying to play the short, and it wasn't really good. It was coming into a level. The level I was watching was, go back to my hourly. It was an area of supply, basically, and that's why I was trying to go short. And then it was an area of confluence as well, but it wasn't a great area. To be fair, my gut feeling was to walk away, and I was green at that point. So I lost the first couple, so I was back to red again. And then I run a couple, lost a couple. You see it looks worse than what it really is. But I was just taking very small with very tight stops. And to be fair, it's hard playing MES with very tight stops, and you've got to have meaningful places for a stop. And so I just kept getting stopped out, and I was just trying to find, I did okay. I shorted the top there. I did find the top eventually, and I took some profit coming into the end of the day. And then I went long, I think, round here, long there, and I took profit coming out as well. So it ended okay, but it was a lot of over trading, and it was more out of boredom than anything. I should have just walked. So end of the day red yesterday, but today well and truly, more than truly made up for it. So that's it. We're coming back up to that area now. Whether we're going to float up for the rest of it, I don't know. I did consider holding this last contract with my stop down here at break even. I should have done. I need to get better at holding, but while I'm still buying 2s and 4 contracts, that's not a quarter or half of your position held as a runner. It's too much risk, really. I really want to, if I'm buying 10 contracts, I don't mind holding 2 then. That's like a fifth of my size, but I don't want to hold a quarter or a third of my size. I think that's just too much. But that will come as I start scaling up over the next year. Today I had four contracts, and look at this pushing out. It's going to hit the target. Had I just kept my stop in place, and probably my target in place, it probably would have been very close to it. Anyway, that's my trading done for the day. Hopefully you've had a good day trading. Have a nice long weekend, and I will be back on Tuesday for my pre-market live video as well. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button and get the notification when I go live. And like I said, level worked perfectly today. Have you been watching the video today? You would have seen I mentioned 50-20 was my prime area I was watching, and that was a perfect trade. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a nice weekend.